Good morning, welcome to Morning Express. So you're watching Indian Express. I'm Charulata Biswas and here's the big story of the day. Making no headway in the latest round of LAC talks, India and China in their sharpest exchange ever since Galwan Valley clashes blamed each other for the failure to try and resolve the situation at Hot Springs. And this was not the first time the area was contested. In the run-up to the 1962 war, a police search party came under Chinese attack and 9 of them died. Immediately after the incident, the western sector was handed over to the army. When the war began, China attacked Hot Springs even though it was not among the sectors that saw heavy fighting. Here are the top stories you'll find only in Indian Express. The IREO Group flagship IREO Private Limited is reeling in losses, rupees 500 crores in 2018-19, but group co-founder Lalit Goyal had moved assets, investments and shareholdings worth an estimated $77 million to an offshore trust structure which included 4 entities registered in the British Virgin Islands much before the group got into trouble. Here are the top stories from the front page. A junior commissioned officer and 4 jawans were killed in an encounter with a group of heavily armed militants whom officials suspect are part of a group that is infiltrated across the line of control in Poonch in August. Till Monday evening, the operation was still on and had spread to adjoining Rajouri district's Pangai area. Almost a month after nearly 3,000 kgs of heroin was seized from 2 containers at its Mundra port in Kutch in one of the biggest such hauls ever in the country, Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone issued a trade advisory stating that from next month onwards it will not handle any container cargo originating from Iran, Pakistan and Afghanistan. Here are the must-reads. With Union MOS Ajay Mishra's son remanded in police custody over the Lakhimpur Khiri incident for which he's facing murder charges, the BJP is rallying behind the minister with senior leaders pointing out that he has denied his son's involvement and that UP police have not found any evidence to indicate otherwise. At least 14 of the 16 people arrested by the Assam police in August for allegedly putting up social media posts supporting the recent Taliban takeover of Afghanistan have been granted bail by the local courts. While all but one had been booked under the stringent UAPA, which makes bail very difficult, the courts ruled that there were not enough grounds to keep them in jail. In a setback to the ruling BJP in Uttarakhand ahead of the assembly polls, State Minister Yashpal Arya on Monday quit the party and joined the Congress along with his MLA son Sanjeev Arya. Sources said Arya was upset with the elevation of Pushkar Singh Dhami as the chief minister. The BJP had tried to placate him. In fact, Dhami himself went to his residence for a meeting on September 25th to placate him. Following a massive hunt involving at least 300 police personnel and drones, a suspected chain snatcher was shot dead and his accomplice arrested in Chennai city suburbs. The police claimed that the suspects tried to shoot at them, forcing them to retaliate. And finally, to reach the nearest school, children have to cross 2 hills and 4 streams. Sometimes the security forces stop them. After a judicial probe report concluded that none of the 8 gunned down by security personnel in Chhattisgarh's Edismeta were Maoists, residents of the village want the government to make amends and give them a school, ration shop and a better life. That's a wrap from me. For all the news updates, subscribe to Indian Express. Thanks for watching.